Catfish Enterprise. Here is your number one stop for all your educative videos on the catfish business. So if you've not subscribed to our channel, do well to hit on the subscribe button on the screen and turn up your notification, because we have a lot of videos that is going to be guiding you as you embark on your catfish farm business journey. So just stay tuned with us. Now today we are looking at 3 important keys everyone must know before you invest in the catfish farm business. Now if you go over the YouTube today, you have a lot of videos advertising or telling you about why you should invest in the catfish farm business, and that's a good one for the whole aquaculture industry, since we are gaining a lot of persons coming into the business, a lot of persons investing. Now, like on a regular, I get different calls from different persons from not just Nigeria, we have from different African nations and outside the shores of Nigeria. Yes, they want to come in to invest in the business. They like how the business has been booming in Nigeria and they want to invest in it. So what should they know? What should they do? And also calls from persons that have said, oh yes, I've invested in this business and I'm not making profit, or it does not seem to me the way I presume the business should be. So I'm not making profit from the business, and some pack up in the first 1 year, 6 months, 2 years, they've gone out of the business. So today we are going to be looking at the 3 things you must know before you invest. So this is a must watch for anyone that wants to invest in the catfish farm business. This is the must watch video for you. Now the number 1 thing we are looking at today is misinformation. Now misinformation in the sense that we have a lot of persons that do video and tell you, yeah, come into the catfish farm business, it's lucrative. Come into the catfish farm business, it's not capital intensive. Come into the catfish farm business, it's an easy route to make millions. Now just know, catfish farm business is not MMM. It's not just where you come and it's not a Ponzi scheme. So there's hard work. There's a lot to do in the whole farming business. So it's something that you must learn, you must understand, you must create your market, you must diversify to the different value chain for you to make the best out of the business. So the misinformation comes in different angles. Now, one might be from most of the YouTubers that dish out content about the catfish farm business, which I'm part of. Now, you see, sometimes we might say, yeah, the business is cheap, but cheap in what sense? Now, for example, let me say, starting up a 10,000 capacity farm, for just feeding alone in a per cycle, you spend close to 8 million on just feeding. Is that cheap? No. And also, you've not talked about acquiring your land, getting your water, building your pond, if you are going for the concrete, if you are going for the trampoline, or when you are doing the earthen pond. Now, this comes with its own cost on its own, so it's very expensive. Now, how much is the gain you make from per cycle? Will it be enough to meet the running cost of staffing, of the power generation to power your plant? Now all this, if you assemble all this together, you see that it's a very expensive, capital intensive business that you are going into. So first of all, you must have the right information for you to go into the business. So that's why misinformation has led a lot of persons that are into the business today into a tight corner, and they are looking for ways to go out from it. Now they come with the information that yes, it's cheap, and when they get in, the high cost of feed, and you see in 6 months, they say, I can't continue like this. But with the right information that, see, it's an expensive business. So once you have this information from the onset that yes, I'm coming to the catfish farm business and it's expensive, I'll spend a lot of money, but also bear in mind, after spending this huge sum of money, you are making profit from the end of it. Now in the business, the higher your capacity, the higher the profit you make. Now, someone doing just 1,000 capacity farm, you can't compare it to a person doing 30,000, 50,000 capacity. The margin is massive. So, the higher you increase the capacity, the higher your profit margin, but also the higher the cost in running and the higher the cost in setting up the farm. So, bear in mind, the business is expensive if you want to make huge in the business. So, secondly, we are going to be looking at now wrong choices. I've seen a lot of people make wrong choices in the business. They want to invest and they make a lot of wrong choices. Now I'm going to be recounting some of the wrong choices some persons make when they come into the catfish business. Now, the first one is the choice of their site. You see someone who will just come and say, oh, because I like Lagos, Nigeria, is an industrial hub, I want to site my farm in that place. And they go to Lagos, get a land in a high populated area, and the land there is very expensive. Now imagine buying a land for 10 million, 20 million, just start the catfish farm business. So how much or how long will you make profit that would be enough to service the money you spent on just the land? You're not talking about the pond building and the rest. So that's the wrong choices. First of all, you make the right choices on location. There are places that, yes, the lands are very cheap. You can get up to 1 acre of land at a cheap price, and these places might be even close to a stream, whereby you can even get your water from the stream than even doing a borehole there. So these are the choices a lot of persons should consider before they embark on the farming. So wrong choices has hindered a lot of persons that have invested in the catfish farm business. So make your right choices on your location where you want to site your farm. Now, first of all, your location should not be far from the market. It should not be far from the persons you want your goods to get to because of the cost of logistics. Also, it should not be an area where you are spending much on setting up the farm, so that as time goes on, you can be making profits from the business. So these are the third stuff that hindered a lot of persons. So the first one I said was misinformation. Go for the right information. Have it in mind that you are entering into an expensive business, that the higher you increase your money in the business, the higher your chances of making good profit and good turnover from the business. And also make the right choices. Now, the last one I'm going to be talking about today now would also give you a clue on how to mitigate the challenges. Now, you'll look at the misinformation. How do I deal with misinformation? How do I make the right choices? The third one is the lack of plan. Now, I've seen a lot of persons going to the business without a plan for what they want. Now, you see the person gets a land, build a pond, decorate the place, paint the place. Yes, all these are necessary. Yes, it's good, you have that. Now, get a big generator set, and after doing all that, he now says, okay, I want to start. At that point, there was no plan on the fishes which will bring you the money. Now, before you before you acquire your land, you must have a plan and say, okay, I want to go into a catfish farm business. I want to run a 30,000 capacity farm. I want to do a 50,000 capacity farm. You sit down, you calculate and say, okay, how much will it cost me to feed them per cycle? You know the price. You say, okay, will my budget be enough to run 50,000 farm, 20,000 farm? How much will I be getting at the end of the day? You note it out, and that's okay. What are the costs in setting up a 20,000, a 50,000, or a 30,000 capacity farm? Now, once you know the cost of setting up the farm, and you have known how much profit is getting, that's okay. In 3 years, I will get back all the money I've invested if I run by cycle from my plan. So now, on all this plan, you cannot just do it on your own. That's why we have persons that are experienced in the business. Now, employ the use of a consultant. That's necessary. Like I said earlier, now this last point would help you mitigate the misinformation point, and also the second point I made mention of the wrong choices. If you, from the beginning, get a consultant. I've seen persons that want to go into the farm and they'll call me, okay, I want to start the business, and I'll ask you, what's your budget? Now, once you tell us your budget, we'll ask, okay, from your budget, you can run a 20,000 capacity farm, and this is how much it will cost you to set up the farm, and this is the profit you get. But most persons, they do the first thing by getting the land, building the ponds, and sometimes they build a very small pond that at the end of the day, either you are destroying the pond or you want to do an adjustment, and it doesn't make sense. So get a consultant first that will guide you on what to do, so you have the full knowledge or the full grasp on, this is what I want to do in this business I'm going into. This is my plan. In 5 years, I should be able to recover or make the money that I've spent in setting the land and doing everything. So it's a long game. It's not a quick scheme to make money. It's a long game, like I said earlier. It's something as you do, you grow, you strategize, you increase, and you make money in the business. So a lot of persons have stayed in this business for years. You see farmers that have 10 years in the business, 20 years in the business, 15 years in the business. Now, I attended an online seminar, and when they said yes, that the father used the catfish farm business to train all the children to the university level and everything, and all they dependent solely on this business. Why today you see persons to tell you, this business cannot even feed you alone? Yes, it's a long game, so you need a proper understanding. So for you to start a business, get a consultant, and this is part of the stuff that the Catfish Farm Enterprise does. Here we give persons a proper guide on how to start. What does it entail for you to start a farm? Depending on the size of farm you want to do, if it's a 20,000 capacity farm, a 30, a 50, will guide you and also give you the proper guide on the choices on where to get a land, the size of the pond you want to build, and everything. Even the staffing, we help provide staff that will give you and train your staff also if you have staff in your farm. So you can do it to reach us. You can look at the screen. We have a WhatsApp number on the screen. Reach us out and we'll give you the proper guide. So with this, these are the 3 points you must understand before you embark on the catfish farm business. So thank you very much for watching our videos.